Hello and welcome to another episode of Streaming Without a Paddle. Interchangeable.
Or. I've never said, can you hand me the oar? I've always said paddle.
Well, that's your southern.
Yeah.
There are oars up north.
Oh, I know.
Paddles.
I've got a Vermont shirt on right now. I worked at that camp in Vermont. They had sailing and all that, and they say
hockey sticks on it, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, Vermont hockey. Okay. I didn't see the last words there. Hello, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.
This week, Ted, now we took on the Amazon Prime romance drama called The Map That Leads to You, starring Madelyn, Cline, KJ Appa.
That's all that matters.
That's the principals in it, and then
Josh Lucas does a couple phone scenes.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of homebound, but anyway, Sophia Wiley and Madison Thompson play her best friends in this travelogue type romance movie. There you go. All right, it is 1 hour and 36 minutes. Kudos to them for making a normal movie.
Yeah.
There we go. Dad, you want to tell everybody what this is about?
Yeah, it's about this girl and her two friends, Madelyn, Cline, her two friends, and they're on their European adventure before Italy, Portugal. Is that right? Didn't they go to Italy as well?
I know they were in Spain and Portugal.
They said Italy.
I don't remember where they went, but
doesn't matter.
Post-college, pre-job.
Yes. Big girl job. She's got a big girl job working in finance. They go to Europe. They're doing their thing, and she meets this guy, and at first she's a little standoffish, and then they kind of fall for each other a little bit, and he says, what if you just stayed? And she stays another week, and they go on to have a romantic map searching thing from his grandfather from World War II, and then I'm not going to give away what happens.
Well, that's the kicker here. They Jack is his name, played by KJ Appa. Heather, played by Madelyn Cline. Which you'll know Madelyn Cline. Oh my God, everybody in this movie's got a resume. And before we dive into everything, I just want to go on. Lasse Hallström is the director of this, and this guy, he's got a pedigree. It's ridiculous. 79 years old. I got a funny feeling this guy is just like the biggest romantic in the world, looking at his CV and things that he's done. He's got this big soft heart. So, the What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Chocolat. See, I said that right. The Cider House Rules. I mean, this guy's legit.
Life as a Dog.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got some bangers.
Yeah, no, this guy he's not a household name like Spielberg or Coppola or any or whatever, but he's legit, and it shows. I mean, this was, even at 79 years of age, this movie was well directed, well put together. You can see that there was a lot of thought that went into the camera angles, and on top of that, you can really see he pulled the emotional strings out of these kids, and they're all kids. They all in their upper 20s. I think. What's her name? Cline.
Madelyn
Cline, yeah, she's 27, and KJ App is 28. So
he's from Riverdale,
and everybody, yeah, but he's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
He's originally, and Madison Thompson, who plays Amy, one of her best friends, and Sophia Wiley, they're all in that age range. I mean, Madison Thompson from Ozark, probably most recently. But anyway, I had to shout that out. Now this is a movie based off of a novel written by Joseph Munger, and it was written and adapted by Leslie Bohem and Vera Herbert. So we'll get all the technical stuff out of the way, and then we'll jump into what everybody's really going to care about, and that's the performances and such going on for that. But anyway, or what we think about it. I think everybody from an acting standpoint really did a good job, and I preference that by saying I really think that the director, Lasse Hallström's, really drew it out of them. I mean, I've seen their work, some of their works before, and they just seem to have a different dimension in this. The kids, the actors, I know they don't be called kids in their late 20s, but they just did. That's me, Ted. I don't know if you.
No, I think they all did fine.
Yeah,
they all did good. I mean, this movie was well done all the way around, but I just find that I'm just going to say it. Film has become incredibly mediocre, like across the board. There's 10 movies a year that are really good, and there's and that's it. That's it. And then the rest of them are just every single movie that we rate has a 6.0 or 5.0 on IMDb. And this is a perfect example. It's well done. If you want to go see a heightened, like when I say heightened, I mean a better quality version of a Hallmark movie, that's exactly what this is.
Much better quality.
If you think I didn't enjoy watching this, I did. I'm being honest with you, though. Like, when you watch these movies, do you not find in the last couple years they've become... We've been doing this podcast for 3 years.
Right.
They have started to become... And I get it. They're just trying to pump them out, but, like, incredibly mediocre.
Yeah, we've seen a wide variety of things. Now, we've watched a couple of romances here. I don't want to say back to back, but fairly close to each other. We did My Oxford Year 2 weeks ago, and then I think 3 weeks before that we did The Life List. It might have been 4 weeks before that. So we've kind of hit on a string. A Fountain of Youth was in there as well before that. So this has been a season, as we put it in the world of entertainment, 2025. We've had a season of romantic movies.
And I like a rom-com. I love a rom-com. I just don't see anything I sound like an old man, and maybe I am. But, like, if you put this on and then you put...
Hardened Ted.
It's just like... It was well done. It really was. All the actors were good. It's not like the script was bad. No. It's just fine. It's just fine. Everything's just fine.
Yeah, but I think as a viewer these days, you've got to because it's... it's like you're saying that reminds me of Ed Sheridan when he went to court 6 months, 9 months ago, whatever it was, and he got on the stand and he said, "There's only 4 chords. Every song that you ever hear, every pop song you ever hear is 4 chords. They're the same 4 chords." And he got up there with his guitar and he played just a plethora of songs that were all different, but they were all based off of the same 4 chords. And movies are like that today. I think that when you watch a movie today, I think you have to look at it from the standpoint of actually paying attention and drawing things out of it. This is a good example. The scenery in this movie was amazing. You not only have to follow the storyline, but you have to be one of their friends and being on this journey with them. Pay attention to where they are and where they're going. That's what I think you have to pull out of a lot of movies today. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think you're absolutely right. But I think there are also, when we get to the ratings on it, I think that's the problem when we talk or read or look at other people giving ratings about movies, is that you know, again, and we had this conversation not 2 weeks ago, and I think it was with a very similar movie, and that is my Oxford Year.
Oh yeah,
is that the audience just has no taste anymore in movies because they don't put themselves, they don't transport themselves into the cinema anymore. They sit down with their popcorn and they nudge each other on the shoulder in the movie theater, and you know, they're flashing text to each other, like, you know, and their TikTok things and all that. But I just don't think people get enough out of it, and this movie would be a perfect example of that because the scenery, the trip that you took was just amazing. So I don't know if I told you about this. I just saw a movie. Go ahead.
Are we pausing?
No. We're going to go. We had a light go out.
That's okay. I don't look
that
good
we have
today.
another light go out, and you know, so
it's mood lighting.
It's
so I'm gonna do, and I know this is still in theaters.
Hello and welcome to the show.
I know this is still in theaters, and it doesn't. We're not reviewing that because we review streaming things, but I just want to say something. So I went and saw Weapons. Do you know that? Have you seen the trailer? Okay.
I'm familiar with it. I haven't seen it.
So it is a movie, and it is a movie that takes huge swings. Like, huge. And it's not a conventional telling of the movie, which I think would maybe bother people. So the way this movie goes is it starts out from... The movie's about 20 or 17 children disappearing into the night one night, and you don't really know what's happening. Anyway, it starts out telling it from her perspective. Then it switches to Josh Brolin's perspective, all on the same time frame. And it tells that, and they'll intercross kind of Pulp Fiction-y, and it does it from like 6 different things. And I was just like... First of all, it's an entertaining movie. It's scary. It is. I mean,
it's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie, more thriller. But like, I just looked at that and I was like, "What a swing! What weird!" Anybody that writes a script would be like, "No, you can't write a movie like that. You can't jump around like that. You can't just tell chapters from different characters' points of view. That's weird." And I find that. I find Sinners, they're making swings. They're taking these really... Sinners isn't a vampire movie for the first hour and a half. You barely know for one scene that there's a vampire. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I saw it.
It's just a really good, cool musical period piece that they threw vampires in, which you didn't like that aspect of it. But I'm just saying, those are swings. Those are interesting things. And I get it. This is just going to be a 5.5. No matter what, everybody's going to feel that way. You're not going to give this an 8.
Well, let's see, and let's just go down that road right now. All right, you just mentioned Weapons, right? I'm sitting here. The critic score on this on Weapons is 94, and the audience score on it is an 85. Okay, so. Fandango, 85%.
Yeah.
I mean, those are big numbers. I mean, IMDb, 7.8. That's on
For IMDb, that's crazy.
Okay. This has been my argument for so long when it comes to these movies. Call me old school. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't need to be blown away or scared, out of my senses, or you know what? People just don't know how to sit down and relax and appreciate things anymore. And sadly, I'm going to say it. I think The Map That Leads to You is one of those. It's one of those stories that's going to get horrible reviews, and except from this guy. Because as society, we're so involved in the shock value of everything. Everything is so hyper sensualized now that I know that's a made up word, tongue twister. So that we just don't sit down and we don't enjoy things anymore. I mean, I'm going to go see Weapons. Okay, I'm going to do that just for the fact that after looking at these scores, I want to go see what the general public thinks deserves an 85 or a 94 percentile against what is a classic romantic movie.
So I'll say this about Weapons. I enjoyed the swing and I liked it.
Yeah.
But it's not getting more than like an 82 from me if I were to give it. Because there's something that happens that I was like, nah, that bothers me. But Sinners, what did I give Sinners? Like a 93?
In the realm of thriller horror, yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah.
And I was on the complete opposite end of that. This is just not my thing.
I liked this postcard or map to my stars movie. Like, I liked it. And I didn't look at my phone. I was just sitting down, watching it, enjoying it, hoping they worked it out, hoping they had the best time. And like, again, well made. But it's just, you know what it is? It is just it felt more like a Netflix movie than an Amazon movie.
Well, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna stop defending this movie, and we'll get to our scores later. But I feel almost a necessity to provide some sort of cover, because you sit here and you look at this, and we'll get to our scores here. But you know, the critics gave this a 41 on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. And the audience gave it a 55.
Which, without me knowing, is exactly the number I just said out loud. Because that's what it is.
All right, so there's Ted's number. I disagree with that, but I want to get back to this movie in the sense of let's discuss this movie. Ted and I, 2 weeks ago, we reviewed a movie called My Oxford Year. This is... and that was a Netflix film. This is an Amazon Prime film. And from a storyline perspective, they're very similar in the sense of the overall theme, right? So, and because we did review My Oxford Year and we're now talking about this one, I'm going to go ahead and say, while I enjoyed this movie, I thought My Oxford Year was a better romance movie than this was. So I'm gonna put that out there for now. But as I was discussing with Ted and the fact that people don't appreciate things, you know, when we watch this, my wife and I watch this together, we want to go hike Europe. You know, it's something that kids do. They get out of high school or they get out of college, and before they get into the rat race of life, you know, let's run off just like these three girls did. Let's go to Europe for a month, and let's you know, stay in hostels and jump on trains and just go take in Europe. You know, we watched this movie, and our response was let's go hike Europe. I mean, let's literally not go over there with the resources that completely that we have, but to pretend or to recreate what we would have done when 30 years ago when we were this age. I mean, no big Samsonite suitcases. Put it on your back and, you know, let's just go.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about, drawing things from movies. And this is what this movie did for not only myself, but for my wife. And it was it was an unsolicited response from my wife. It was exactly my response to this movie. Now, after I watched my Oxford Year, I didn't want to go to Oxford University and study poetry for a year. Had no inclination to do it. But what I took away from this movie, because it was so beautiful from a scenic standpoint, and that was only reinforced by a lovely story. I'm not going to say it was great, but it was a lovely love story. It really made us want to go backpack across Europe.
It definitely made me feel the same way. I mean, I would, I mean, it may, if that's how we're kind of going on it, yeah, it made me feel that way.
Okay, but that's the problem I'm talking about when people sit here and they talk about, if a movie like this elicits that kind of response from you, don't you think it deserves a rating or a critique of a 41? You know, in perspective, was bored. You know, how many romances do we have to see? Those kind. No, I mean, if emotion, and that's what I'm getting to with viewers today, is they don't draw out of movies what I grew up drawing out of movies and the purpose of movies, and that was to elicit an emotional response, not a visceral response, but an emotional response. If you got an emotional response, you've got clearance to have a visceral response to it as well. You know, it's like I didn't like the last Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Because it didn't elicit an emotional response from me. It elicited a visceral response, and I hated that. I mean, it was just. So that's where I'm going. In a nutshell, I thought the performances in this, Ted, were good. I don't think anybody's going to award.
Yeah, let's not go great now. Let's calm down.
It was good.
I thought the guy was better than everybody else.
I thought the story was wonderful. Right, and like I said before, from bits and pieces of things in my memory of these performers. That being, Madelyn Cline and KJ Apa, I felt that the director Hallstrom, he really drew something out of him. So kudos to him. So that's where I am with this. So you want to do numbers? I wrote mine down.
Yeah,
I got them on Post-it notes.
5.5.
5.5 for Ted on this. Now, as a romance, I'm giving this an 8.9. Now, I gave my Oxford year a 9.4.
Okay.
So it's below that.
So
below that.
I don't remember what I gave Oxford year, but what I'm going to say, I think probably similar. But what I'm going to say,
60 something, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So so what I'm going to say is the girl in my Oxford year,
right?
Better, more charismatic actress than Madelyn Cline in those perspective romance. Now I just saw
Sophia Carson is
great.
She's going to be. Yeah, she's got the potential of being her generation's Julia Roberts,
right? And I just
saw Gal Gadot
mm-hmm.
and Alexandria
Daddario.
Yeah,
she's like 40 now.
And Ana de Armas.
Yeah,
I mean, she's got every bit of covering every one of those role fillers.
And I just saw Madelyn Cline, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, the reboot, whatever it is. She was hilarious and great in that.
Right.
In this, I was like, if I'm comparing the two, the other Sophia Carson is way more charismatic.
Yeah.
But the guy in this one, remember when we watched my Oxford year, I was like, oh, that guy's a theater actor for sure.
Right.
And I called it. He's a big theater actor. Right. Because he's doing so much.
Well, see, I'm just the opposite. I think, and right now his name is Milcreast is his last name. I think he was the better male lead than AJ Apa was in this one.
Okay.
My general review is an 8.0 right there.
That's so bold.
Because it elicited an emotion from me.
Okay.
It wasn't a visceral response. It elicited an emotional response. Not as much as Oxford Year did, but it was still there. Mm-hmm. Still there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, call me old school, Ted.
That's fine. But when I read that, when I texted you last night, we were going to do 2 today, and because I'm going out of town. But we didn't watch the other. I couldn't get the other streaming platform to work. But the other one that we're not going to reveal because we'll probably still watch it.
No, because I left you a Post-it note there.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, so we're not going to watch it?
Well, I already watched it, so you don't have to. I'll do a short on it. It was eeny meeny.
So that one, immediately from the synopsis, I was way more interested in.
Okay.
I was like, okay, this seems like it'll be cool.
All right.
Was it?
Well, if having seen both of them, I would rather. It's a toss up in the sense of because one's an action. Mm-hmm. I'll put it this way: Eeny Meeny was way better than The Pickup, and they're similar in nature from a storyline.
Okay, I get you.
I get you. No, I mean and for once, Andy Garcia, he gets to play like a mob boss, kind of.
I mean, he always plays. That's it. What do you play?
Here's the Andy Garcia stretch.
Yeah. It's always like Long Island cop or mob boss.
Actually, he's got something coming up here, and I was actually quite shocked to see that he was actually doing something that was going to take him out of the comfort zone of being the hotel casino type, mafia boss, which is landman. He plays kind of the drug lord in that. And so I'm just trying to find it here. I don't see it right off the top of his list of stuff here. But anyway, it's not about. Yeah, that's all right. I'm lost, and I'll be honest. I didn't look at any of these other scores until we sat down and turned on the recorder here. So I had no idea going into this. Now look, IMDb gave it a 6. Viewers gave it a 6.2. Prime Videos gave it a 6.3. And the fine people over at Rotten Tomatoes, a 41. You can't have that kind of swing.
But this is also not the type of movie that should be. If you like this type of movie, it's great and it's wonderful. My mom would love it. I'm going to tell her to watch it. But reviewers shouldn't be reviewing this. Professional, yeah, but like a person that's hired by the Los Angeles Times. You're just not going to like it.
But you should, because, most people are streaming movies today.
Well,
they're not going to the movie theater like they used to.
They should erase the...
I can approve to that because my AMC stock has taken a nosedive over this. So I went into thinking, okay, it's summertime. People are going to go back to the movies because it's going to be hot and gross, and which all of that was true. And so anyway.
See?
We're on the cutting edge.
Right here. They're all like, I enjoyed the movie. 2 stars, 3 stars. They're just like, nothing is special about it.
But that's what they're missing out on the special is. I think the audience is so disconnected of what they're supposed to be taking out of it. They live in such a literal world today, thanks to YouTube and influencers that spell everything out to them. I mean, it's just like, Scorsese, help me out here, man. They don't know what to take out of a movie anymore because they can't. And I say this with the utmost respect. They can't think for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You watch a movie like this one, it's more than just a love story, right? It's about being on that adventure with them. It's about taking in the scenery. It's about incorporating that adventure and seeing things. I mean, this is what this movie's, this is what this movie's about. This young man's AJ Appa's character, Jack, he's from Argentina, and he's carrying his grandfather's diary from when he was in the war with him as he goes on this travel around Europe, basically retracing the steps that his grandfather took during World War II. And there's actually a scene in there that, pardon the expression, should have bitch slapped you as a listener or a watcher of this film into understanding what you're supposed to be taking away from this movie. And it was the adventure of the travel as much as anything. So, anyway. All right, I'm going to beat a dead horse because I'm pretty sure nobody's going to go back and change their Rotten Tomato 41% because of Andrew Baird.
I don't think so.
So, having said that, I'm a solid as a general movie, 8.0 on this one, and an 8.9 as a romance. But when you watch it, don't only listen to what the dialogue, the story they're telling you. Watch it. Pay attention to the scenery around there. Be a part of their travel because it adds to the climax of the movie. I mean, again, my wife and I, we watched this, and unprompted, we both agreed that we, as full-grown adults, want to load up our backpacks, go over to Europe and see where the trains take us, what the hostels are like, and stay there.
Have you stayed in a hostel?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, just pretend.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what I, as a 50-something-year-old male, took from this romantic movie. I want to gather my wife up, and I want to go backpack across Europe.
Paige and I are going to Ireland for New Year's.
So,
because I just want to go to Ireland.
Oh, well,
never been.
That's where I'm at. And so, listeners, I'm a watch. I mean, first of all, guys, if you got a girlfriend, she's going to want to watch this movie and enjoy it. I mean, and she will enjoy it. It's like my Oxford year. The men aren't going to like it, but the ladies are. And ladies, I speak to you, you're going to really enjoy this movie. I mean, there's no question. Yeah. So, that's where I'm at. Anything else?
No.
All right, we're one episode away from the finale of Twisted Metal.
I can't wait.
So
I haven't watched past 4 either. I need to finish it.
So we got that. Everybody's got that coming up here. Of course, by the time this airs, it would have just aired. So we're that close. Oh no, put them on the air. Put them on the show.
I can't right now.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the rule. If they call in during taping,
I didn't. That's my bad.
Or if you didn't silence your phone and they call, you have to put them on the air.
That's a real Bush League move by me. Sorry, everybody.
I got mine on silent.
I know. It's a Bush League move.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I have to have it on though, so I can get a text from the booth.
Yeah.
Like this one that says, "Shut up, move on." All right, everybody. Thanks for being a listener and a watcher. We really appreciate it. Until next week, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Ted.